Welcome back to Unreal Engine 5, Blueprint Mastery, Door Systems and Interactive Portals.
Previously, we finished with our sliding door, our multi-switch door. And we said before we go on the button door and the manager to fix the widget in all doors. So I'm gonna close everything up here with just close to the right, tabs to the right. And I'm gonna go and open each door in its own order, doesn't matter. We just want to have them all up. And I'm gonna save. And also we're gonna need the third person game mode, which we find in third person blueprints game mode. So we have this door widget, add door widget. And from this add door widget, we can actually find references wherever it is by using the right click, find references by name, and then using these two binoculars actually. So using this, a new search will open that will show us everywhere that this function exists, this event exists. So what we can do is create an input over here that we will call, it's going to be of the type box collision component. I think this box collision would be, let me see, collision component. No, so I'm guessing box collision will do fine. So I'm gonna name this box collider. Maybe it needs double L, to be honest. Not sure, I'm gonna leave it as is, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna get overlapping actors from that collider. And I'm gonna check filter class to third person character, and if this is get length, of course, just length, not get length. And this is, if this is above 0, I'm gonna bring a branch. I'm gonna add to viewport. So hopefully this will fix the issue. Now the only thing we have to do is go to each blueprint and find the add doors that we can actually find from the search box. Where did the search box go? Did they close it? I might have closed it. Here it is. So we can just double click on each of these and just bring the box collider and click on the next one is the game mode. So I'm gonna come on this one and make the box collider. So this way we won't miss any of them. We don't have to search actually manually. We can just go to each event. Now this is not recommended. There could be better ways to do this, but it was a fine way to add the searching or blueprints. Like it created a reason to do this. Well, this not being very good option, but I hope it works. It's not a lot, but it is a formidable amount. Wait, did I connect the correct one? Yeah. And lastly, these two. And there's nothing else on the list. Yep, that's the last one. So I'm guessing this time, let's test. Pressing 2 over here. And now the door will close. and it didn't add the widgets because I was not in here. So I'm guessing that if I'm in here, yep, it did update it. Great. Now from what I see, while it's opening or closing, it still shows the E, which is a behavior we don't want it to do. So some more problems to solve. We'll go to multi-switch door. This is the one. So when I'm, okay, so if I'm closing, we should, maybe we should add this to everywhere, but it's fine. What we need to do is actually add this switch state here and say that if the door is closing or opening, actually just to this one, I think, not to everything, we don't need to show or close the widget. Doesn't matter. Let's continue with the next door. Now, let's begin creating the assets for the new door. So we're gonna need one actor blueprint that we were gonna call PP button. I'm gonna need also an actor blueprint that we're gonna call PP puzzle manager. And then we're gonna need a new door. So we're gonna go to our doors and duplicate the multi-switch door. I'm gonna call it buttons puzzle door. Now let's autosave since it popped. The way this is going to work is we're gonna have first of all the door, which will not be it, but doesn't really matter. It's gonna change later. We're gonna have the door. We're gonna have, didn't save this, so I'm gonna save all. Yeah, something I forgot to say. This button saves everything, but we can also Control Shift S. And we can also find save all over here. So we're gonna need 3 buttons. Let's go back. Let's bring 3 buttons. 1, 2, 3. Actually 2, 3. And we're gonna need also the button manager, the puzzle manager. So I'm gonna bring this here. This can be anywhere in this map, doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna have it over here so we know that's the manager. Now, the way it's gonna be working is that the buttons will know about the manager and the manager will know about the door. That's actually how it's gonna work. Let's create these references. So I'm gonna close everything here and just open the buttons, the manager, and the door. Buttons, puzzle, door. Okay, I need to dock them up here, not a separate window. All right, and to the, not the door, to the buttons, we need to create a manager reference. So a new variable, I'm gonna call BP manager. I'm gonna search for BP manager and object reference, and we're gonna call this puzzle manager. Now, the next thing we need is that the manager knows about the door. So in the manager, we're gonna create a new variable. We're gonna call it, we're gonna find actor, and we're gonna call an object reference. We're gonna make it an object reference, and we're gonna call it .pp. Notice that here I used an actor, where here I used the manager itself. The reason is that we don't need to create new interfaces and anything for the manager. It's just one manager. If I wanted to have plenty of managers and sending them their own messages, I could have created this as an actor and made an interface to send messages to managers. We also need to make these variables editable. Since we need to get a reference in the editor. And let's go to the editor. And now that we make them visible, why am I not seeing this? Because I haven't compiled. Okay, now that I compiled, here it is. So I'm gonna select the manager, and here I'm gonna select the manager, and here I'm gonna select the manager. And the manager should know the door, so I'm gonna select the door. And I'm gonna save. Now, let's go to our button. Let's open the blueprint. We need 2 static meshes. I'm gonna duplicate this. And for the first one, let's go find our button. Here it is. I'm gonna select the button switch. I have to find it in the browser and then pass it over here. And for the other one, I did them opposite. That doesn't really matter. I'm gonna find it on the browser and place it over here. So now let's go to the door. We're gonna need a second static mesh, so I'm gonna duplicate this one, and let's select the first one and go to our map, find the door that opens like this, and find it on the browser, and go to the door and pass it here, get the next one, find it in the browser, go to the blueprint, and pass it here. Oops. Yeah, these are the correct materials, right? And I'm gonna move them a little bit higher and a little bit to the left. And this one a little bit smaller. And maybe here and a little bit longer. All right. Let's go check the door. It's kinda okay, a little bit to the left. I think that's fine. Maybe a little bit forward. A little bit more. Anyway, I think it's fine over there. And the buttons need to rotate. And this one. And this one. I'm gonna select them all and place them a little bit higher. Maybe this a little bit out. This also. And I think we are ready to start programming. But this, we're gonna do it on the next lesson. So goodbye for now. See you then.